share, let your thoughts fly.
Welcome back, everybody, to the MunsterCast, the podcast where we watch and talk about the Munsters. I'm, of course, your host, Myke Shrews, here with my co-host and friend, Tivis, and we are both very, very tired. So, Tivis, how you been, man?
I've been better.
Awesome.
I have company again.
He's loud today.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. So, just so everybody knows, our level is probably just like a little bit lower today. We are both very, very tired, and I'm ready to go back to sleep.
You went to sleep?
Oh.
Come here and shut up.
All right, guys. All right. Tivis.
Yes.
Where are we? We're on this. Okay. You guys can check out the Munster Cast on social media via Facebook and Instagram, all via the Munster Cast. And we are also on any other social medias. It's always going to be via the Munster Cast. You can check out our pretty ugly faces every Munster Monday via youtube.com/@TheMunsterCast. And if you want to see us all in one spot, so you don't have to go to 20 different websites, you can go to TheMunsterCast.com. That is TheMunsterCast.com. You can also find our swag over there by clicking the store tab, or just go to TheMunsterCast.com/merch. You can also email us any questions, concerns, trying to get onto the show, anything you want Munsters related or MunsterCast related at TheMunsterCast@Outlook.com. All right, Tivis, this is your time.
Okay. This is why the cat has to be in here. It'll wake my wife up. We are at Patreon, which, as always, is just a tip jar. But anything you can give helps us out a lot. You can't imagine how much it helps out, honestly. But I know economy's not great. Stuff's happening all over the world. Can't do that? Don't worry. You can still support us by leaving a review on your podcatcher of choice. God, cat. Tagging us on social media, as Myke mentioned. Giving us a rating. You know, if you're watching on YouTube, hitting that like, subscribe. You want to be told when the episode goes up every Munster Monday, which is roughly 7 Eastern, sometimes later. You can hit the bell, but we're pretty on schedule, so you don't have to, but you can. One more thing I learned. Download our episodes. Don't stream them. Downloading actually helps us out way more. I know we have gone through 107 episodes of the show already, but I'm just now finding this out. Yes. So if you really want to support us, do stuff like that, tell people, you know, all these things helps get more ears and eyes on us. And, you know, we like to think also helps the Munsters. Good God. What do you want? Oh, she's going to be annoying one today. I apologize, listeners. There's not much I can do. Do not eat that.
All right, guys. That being said, Tivis, we are going right into our episode today. What are we talking about today, dude?
We are talking about 3 men and a baby,
Mm-hmm.
which I feel like is a pun on another show. Wasn't there something like 3 men and...
There's a 3 Men and a Baby movie.
Is it? They are going for movie titles a lot. Wait, we talked about this last time because we said how much of this is going to reflect that movie.
Yeah. Well, 3 Men and a Baby is a great one because it's Tom Selleck, Steve Guttenberg, and Ted Danson are the 3 main guys. Which, if you don't know any of them, shame for shame.
None of them are Don Knotts, though. So this is season 3, episode 4. Or if you slam both shows together, 122. Written by Mike Lyons and Kimberly Wells. Kimberly has 11 acting credits to her name, and Michael has 13. Or Myke, I should say, because that's what he was going by when they did this episode.
Okay.
I hope you hurt yourself. I don't. But she fell on something. This cat's going to test my patience. So these two both did a bunch of stuff together. They did a short story, 227.
Mhm.
Sorry, they both started on The Gummy Bears.
Oh, the cartoon?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Then they went on to 227, Out of This World, Kate and Allie, Hearts
Mhm.
of the West, Beverly Hills 90210, where they also served as executive story editor. Then they did Love Boat, The Next Wave, where they also served as executive story editors, and Diagnosis Murder. Myke did four things on his own. He did The Judge, What a Dummy, Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, and Heartbeat. Kimberly only did two things on her own, which were Ready or Not and Postmortem.
The cat's attacking Tivis.
So, yeah, they had some things they did on their own, but overall, their career was pretty much together the entire time.
Okay.
As director, we got Russ Pertranto back from last week.
Mhm.
I don't know about you, Myke, but I'm feeling awake now. We had two guests this week.
Okay.
We had three. The baby, the titular baby, is not given a credit. We don't know who played the baby. They might have gone on to be an actor. They might have, decided
Right.
not to do that because they're a baby at the time, so the parents made the decision. But we have Greg Lewis as TV announcer. He's got 84 credits with one upcoming and two writer. Bear with me here, because oh boy, let's start with his writing actually.
Okay.
American Kickboxer 2 and Guns and Lipstick from 93 and 95. He served as a writer on Guns and Lipstick and additional dialogue on Kickboxer 2. So that's cool. First credit listed, as you know, IMDb, not always reliable.
Mhm.
Laverne and Shirley in 76.
Okay.
Then went on to play Cub in Logan's Run. Great movie. Was on the Bob Newhart show. Beyond Westworld, not the HBO show, the 80s show. Let's see. Who's the Boss? He was a bartender in an episode. He was on an episode of The Love Boat. Misfits in Space. I don't know what that is, but that sounds amazing. Ooh, Night Court. That just came back. Did you see that, Myke?
No, because I don't watch that.
Yeah, I haven't either, but I know it's back. An episode of Out of This World, so there's probably a lot of crossover of where they met the writers. Punky Brewster. Oh, there's a show I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah.
Married with Children is on an episode. Oh, wait a minute. I don't have to go through this list. We've talked about this guy.
Mhm.
Oh, you know?
Like on here on this show?
Yeah, he was in episode 2 or episode 22 of season 2 Deadlock as Mr. Spinoza.
Okay.
Yeah, the juror. So
Okay.
we've already gone through this guy's list. I don't know why I'm bringing it up again. That's how prepared I am this morning. So let's move on to the second guest, Simone Gad, I think, as
Gad.
Mrs. Trainer.
Yeah.
27 credits with one upcoming.
Both of these guests are dead too already.
Yeah. Simone unfortunately passed in 2021 at the age of 73, which I feel is too young. But hey, she made it longer than my grandpa, so good run.
Right.
Let's get some more caffeine in me. Definitely not any cocaine. No, seriously, I don't have it. That was a joke. Don't believe that. Please don't believe that. So we have first credit here in 1963 for the Skydivers. Let's see. In 63, she would have been, let's see. 13, I believe.
Yeah.
So, oh, yeah, she's playing a child in that, so that would make sense. As Simone Pascal.
63. She was born in what, 47?
Yeah.
So that's 13, 14, 16 years old.
16? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Then she was on Days of Our Lives. Let's see, Off Limits. Speed as a bus passenger. That's a good movie, Speed.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That was after this too. Yeah.
yeah.
Dude, yes, of course. Yeah, I knew she looked familiar. Yeah. Okay.
She was in something called After Denim. Prom Night, isn't that? No, it's a short. I was gonna say, isn't that horror movie? But no, it's different.
Yeah, it's a different one.
So not a whole lot I'm recognizing. Um,
Get
the
smart.
last thing was in 2020 After the Rain as Doris.
Okay.
Yeah, Get Smart. Yeah. So, but I mean, as you just saw with Myke, you could probably recognize her from, any number of things. She's appeared in quite a bit. And as always, I recommend going to check these people's listing out, either IMDb or Wikipedia or whatever you find more convenient and accurate. It is.
She was
Tell you
born
what,
in
doing this show has made me question whether or not IMDb is actually a good source.
she was born in Belgium and she passed away in LA. Talk about a sucky death, man. I'd rather die in Belgium.
Well, it depends. Maybe she liked what she did.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, you saw she had something come out the year before she passed.
Yeah, and they still have something in post production for her, or pre production. Wait, how's it in pre? Who knows what they did with it?
Who knows?
Who knows, man? Who knows? All right, is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Because as I said, baby gets no credit.
Awesome. Sounds good. I guess. Yeah. It's a big ass baby too.
I gotta say, not to go too much into the spoilers before we talk about the episode, but that's a big ass baby. I feel like the amount of screen time, they may have gotten away with only having one.
Oh, instead of like twins or two of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, there's plenty of times. Yeah. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
All right. Is it time, dude?
I think it's finally time.
It's time. It's time. It's synopsis time. All right. We are talking about 3 Men and a Baby, which aired October 27th, 1990, as Tivis previously stated. Whew. On this episode of The Munsters Today, the women are gone and the men are left to their tribal ways. As Herman, Grandpa, and Eddie set out to watch the biggest game in football history, who will come out on top? Will a neighbor with bad timing ruin the game? Will Spot get a game day snack? Will Grandpa go batty over a new TV? Will Eddie's lucky pants and odd acting bring about the most thrilling football game episode ever? Will Herman's lack of parental design show off? Or will he be a giant that eats an eagle for breakfast? Will the men stick to their masculine selves or become the co-parents to their luckiest of charms? As Marilyn sleeps in slumber, will chaos ensue? Find out this week on The Munsters Today. Yeah. All right. There's my energy for the day, guys. That's it. I'm done. I'm out. Peace.
Oh, wait. I actually do have Coke in me. I forgot what I was drinking.
All right. So we open this episode up with Herman saying, "The women have left the house."
Well, we also get Eddie setting up a new big screen TV.
Yeah.
Like, that's immediately what I noticed. I'm like, oh, that's new.
Yeah. Which is, yeah. It looks like they just built a wooden box around the TV.
But as we see later, they didn't.
You don't know what they did, man.
I mean, we physically see it.
Yeah, but you know that they don't do it later with another one that they had.
Can you physically see something?
I can physically see something.
Are you on coke?
I don't know.
Yes, they're both Eddie Grandpa's in his chair. They're wearing like I call them baseball hats, like what Myke is wearing right now.
Hmm.
I don't know the technical term, just a hat. There's like multiple kinds of hats. How do you describe that? Like sun visor?
It's a baseball cap.
Yeah, all right. But they
Yeah.
do it for more than just baseball. There's got to be an actual name for it. Hang on. This is okay. We're
Hat.
going on a tangent already.
A hat,
Baseball hat.
Tivis. A hat.
Actual name. No, there's multiple hats though. Uh yeah, it's literally just called a baseball cap. That's mm.
It's like the only sport that wears them.
There's a Wikipedia for a list of hat styles. I know what I'm reading later. How about these?
A choo choo. All right. So,
Sorry about that. And he coughs. Oh my god, what an
oh
episode
boy.
you guys are getting this week.
All right. So,
Yeah.
as Herman says, the women have left the house. Eddie cheers in excitement and says, "I was afraid Mom would never leave." And Herman goes, "I think it's incredibly mature of her to realize that during the championship game, men have the right to experience the age-old ritual of sports bonding." In this second section here, in this very beginning, they are acting very like macho masculine, but at the same time also making fun of that.
Yeah, Grandpa's like, I can't wait to be a drooling idiot. Guys acting
Ooga.
stupid together. Does life get any better than this? Uh,
Well, before they do that, they do their ooga ooga chant.
oh yeah, they do that through the entire episode. I didn't even make
Yeah.
note of it once, but
And then they say, "Guys acting stupid together." And apparently they got cable now.
yeah, they got cable. Yeah, because Herman's like, does life get any better? And Grandpa's like, for you, no.
Yeah.
Herman can almost smell that pigskin, but no, it's Eddie. He hasn't showered or changed his jeans since the Giant won last week. Ew. Apparently, they are New York fans. I should have known that because Eddie's wearing a pin that says Giants.
And Herman's wearing a jacket too that says Giants.
Yeah, I didn't
Or
pay attention to the jacket.
not a jacket, it's a shirt. Sorry.
Herman says he hasn't washed his shirt since the season began. And Grandpa asks someone to open a window because the good luck is overpowering.
um
Dude, sports people are so superstitious. Before we move on, it's insane. I used to work at the Mud Hen Stadium, which is a minor baseball league team. And I remember one time a guy hit the ball and the bat broke. It flew into the crowd.
yeah.
And I just made a note to one of my coworkers. I'm like, offhandedly about the person in the crowd. I'm like, whew, that's some luck, huh? The coach and a couple players turned to look at me, and he told me, "You need to get out of here now."
I wish I do after watching this episode, I kind of feel like it should have been something we watched like 2 weeks ago during the Super
Yeah.
Bowl.
Yeah. But
Especially because of the team that the Giants are playing against.
yeah, we find out that's the Eagles, which were in the Super Bowl this year. But what annoys me is this is the freaking Halloween episode.
Yeah.
Why isn't this in the second half of the season?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. So Eddie says, when I grow up, I'm going to be a football player and make more money than the president.
Yeah. Oh,
Which is true, actually. It's very true.
before that though, we find out what happened last year with the game. Yeah. They're like, And he's like, he's like, are we being too superstitious? And Herman goes, you can never be too superstitious. Remember last year? We didn't wear our lucky clothes, and it went
Mm.
horribly. We missed the whole second half because those two buzzards started making out on the TV antenna. That won't happen this year because they have, and they all chant cable, cable. And Herman leaves for a snack, and that's when Eddie mentions, he wants to be a football player.
Yeah.
Which,
yeah.
here's the thing. Elected officials actually don't make that much money. It's the kickbacks that they get, the great health care, the tax breaks, the free vacations from lobbyists, that all
Yeah.
that stuff makes up for it in bigger ways than
Well,
paycheck.
well, not only that, like they get eventually they can get book deals and stuff like that later down the road, and they don't even actually write the book.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, heck, I think we mentioned it before on the show, but the president has to pay rent for the White House when they leave, for
Mhm.
all the stuff they use, which is why we see probably some presidents not there as often as
Was
others. It's
was
probably smarter.
was I don't know if he's doing it this term, but the first time Trump was in office before Biden, was he the first president to just not? I don't know if he donated the money or didn't accept the money or whatever. He didn't need it for the pay of the presidency.
Unconfirmed. He claimed he was gonna waive it, but there's no
Okay.
actual record. I don't believe.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if like he was the first that potentially did that since
Yeah.
they started doing the pay and stuff.
I know he said he was going to, but I don't know
If they ever
if that
confirmed
actually
it.
happened,
Okay.
or even if he was allowed to. Who knows?
Right. Because it's only like and when I say only, but I think the president is only like 280,000 or something a
I want to say
year.
it's like, yeah. I want to say I looked this up before, and for some reason I got 300,000 in my head, which I think is what they have to pay back.
All right. How much does the president get paid a year? The president shall receive in full for his service during the term for which he shall have been elected compensation
So that's all
amount
4
of
years.
4 years, $400,000 to paid monthly, and in addition, an expense allowance of
Oh,
50,000.
monthly? That's not that
It's
much.
400,000 a year, but it's paid out monthly, like in your normal paycheck would be. So it's broken down. And
Dang.
then you get an allowance of 50,000 to assist in expenses relating to the result of discharge of something, because I'm not clicking the link to read the rest.
Hey, that's still 10 times as much as I make a year, so but
So,
not as much as a CEO.
before it was about 200,000 annually is what they were getting paid. So it's a decent amount for when you don't have, a mortgage payment at the time.
Yeah, but like I said, you gotta pay some of that
Yeah.
back. Utilities and stuff, which
Yeah.
I find hilarious.
But they also are having people make them food.
Oh, yeah. Like I said,
So,
you're paying rent, basically.
yeah.
Or not rent, but
Room and board.
room and board. There we go, yeah. I'm trying to remember, I'm like, what would you call it at, like, a hotel?
Which, I mean, for some of them, like, I mean, every president that I know of in the last since I've been alive has had another property that they live at a lot of the times
Yeah,
too.
that's why I said there's some that stay there a lot less than others.
Yeah.
So, it's probably cheaper to do that. Um,
But I feel it's less secure.
oh, yeah, it's more costly, that's for sure, because you gotta pay for all the security.
Yeah. Anyways, sorry, that's not football related. Dang it,
No,
Eddie.
it's just facts.
Yeah.
We love our facts.
All right. So they do that, and then Herman comes out with a wheelbarrow full of snacks.
Yeah, he does, and he starts naming off what they got. Do you have them?
No, I didn't write any of those down. Oh,
Nacho
wait, did
flavored
I?
rat doodles,
Yeah. Yeah.
barbecue buffalo chips, which are in a green bag, which is usually sour cream in America, sour cream and bunion dip, which I swear he does not have a can of dip. It's another bag. Chocolate covered tarantulas, which I can believe exist. We got chocolate covered scorpions all over the place. So,
Yeah.
and the all important non fat yogurt, which should be refrigerated. Eddie is confused. Why non fat? Your mother insisted. Like we could feed it to Spot. And that's when we get Spot roaring, but no fire. And I'm suddenly realizing, when's the last time we saw Spot?
Yeah, we haven't seen Spot since season 1. We haven't had a reference to Spot since early season 2, I want to say, when they did like the birth episode.
Yeah, and no fire this time, which I'm like, I
Yeah.
know the kitchen was destroyed. I can't remember how. Was it a fire?
Yes, I think that's what we were
So
told. Yeah.
maybe they're afraid to, bring out the flamethrower in
Yeah.
case the set catches fire.
But I did write that down in my notes though. It was like, hey, a Spot reference and a Spot sound effect
Mhm.
after a long time. Yeah.
And he's like, all we need are drinks now. Grandpa's got it covered. He hits a switch and a train comes out on a track carrying drinks to him specifically.
Yeah.
Everything is perfect except those that have to be except those room temp drinks because I'm sorry, I know there's places around the world that don't mind room temp, but I prefer my stuff in the fridge.
You don't know. Maybe the train was sitting in a train station that has dry ice in it, keeping the drinks nice and cool.
I
His
highly
grandpa.
doubt it.
Look, how Herman hasn't stepped on that train track the entire time.
How we didn't notice that train track the entire time, but we don't really see the floor that often, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially that close to the edge of the set. Grandpa does pass the drinks out, though. Eddie gets a soda. Herman gets motor oil and red blood for him. Smells like Frenchman.
So
Oh, Eddie's so excited, dude. This is the hottest game of the year.
He's so excited.
Women are gone. Best junk food, lots of drinks, cable, and lucky clothes smell.
And he smells his clothes. And it makes me want to gag.
Yeah.
And I'm not even in the room. I could just imagine.
Sports people, wash your clothes, especially if you go out to a sports bar with other humans. Not a joke.
Yeah.
You think con crud is bad.
Yeah.
So Grandpa grabs a pillow with the remote on it. It's like, since Herman had the idea to rent the big screen TV, he should have the honor of turning it on. And I'm honestly thinking at this point, here's where everything's going to go wrong. He's going to flip the remote into the TV or crush it or something. But no, he just turns it on.
Yeah.
And the announcer says they're heading into the locker room with an exclusive interview. And then the picture goes out. And they begin scrambling to try and fix it. Eddie says, good news. The instructions aren't in Japanese. What's the bad news? They're in Korean.
Yeah. He's like, all right, let's just hit the TV. Did he say hit the TV or lift the TV?
If all else fails, I tilt the machine, which is a reference to pinball. So he picks it up and the picture comes back. They're talking about a cheerleader who fell out of her uniform doing a handstand. And Herman is very disappointed they missed this. But don't worry, they're about to do an instant replay in slow-mo. Eddie drops the TV and they get mad. He's like, hey, I wanted to see it too. So Herman's like, idea, oil can, under TV. It comes back and they miss the cheerleader, but let's be real. The FCC would have never allowed that to happen. They would have tackled everyone in that stand and everyone watching.
Yeah.
Don't mess with the FCC. But
it's very, yeah.
Yeah. I
think they're trying way too hard to like. I get that they're making fun of like the manly thing stuff, the stereotypical
Yeah,
man stuff.
this
But at the
very
same
much
time,
felt
it's
like Married with Children. Not
yeah,
Married with Children. Wait, yeah.
yeah, Married with Children.
So I'm like, I don't know if I want that in my Munsters.
Yeah.
We'll get to that though.
So
So
then
yeah, time jump.
it's time jump, and now it is like 27 commercials in a row.
Welcome to sports marketing, boy. Including 4 separate repeats of a hemorrhoid ad, which Grandpa is saying are more likely to cause hemorrhoids at this point.
Yeah. And this is
This
where we
kind
find go on.
this reminds me, I don't know if you remember it, but when we were younger, that commercial that used to play obnoxiously here, and they played it 2 times in a row. Head on, apply directly to the forehead. And it was just a woman saying that repeatedly for like 30 seconds. And they did it 2 times constantly.
I just wish that we would stop with advertising that kind of crap.
What, head on?
Like just medical stuff in
No,
general.
I'm pretty sure they got sued because it was a lie. So they did stop.
Just in general, like I think our country's like one of the only countries that allows so many different like medical advertisements on TV. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. They all end the same. Talk to your doctor. That's what you should just do to begin with.
And they give you the stats and like could cause diarrhea, facial falling out, eyes popping out, death. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like,
Yeah, you might, crap out your heart, but
I'm like, nah, I'm fine. Yeah, we're good. Anyways, this is when I think this is the first time we hear that it is the Giants versus the Eagles at this point.
Which I was like, oh, hey, topical.
Right.
The current 2025 winners.
Yeah.
I don't know what number that game is. Are we allowed to say the name of it? Because I know they charge people money.
It's a Super Bowl. Yeah. I don't care.
All right. Okay.
What are they gonna do? Super Bowl. 2 different words. Eat a dick. Like, I don't care.
So, yeah.
They
the
even
game
say
is,
it in this show. They say it at the end of this show.
I know. I made a note of that. That shocked me. So the game is about to start finally when the doorbell rings. And Grandpa's like, don't answer it. Whoever it is, it's bad luck. And they begin knocking on the door. I'm like, oh, cool. First of all, doorbell's back and we get knocking. So 2 things. Herman finally gets up. He's like, I find a way to scare him off. And no energy, no effort, like off the cuff remark that I almost feel like wasn't even in the script. Grandpa goes, just show him your face.
So the neighbor shows up and she is Herman answers the door. It's the neighbor, one of the neighbor people. And she is just like, yeah, so is Lily here? She said I could drop this off. She doesn't say what the heck it is at all.
No, it's a basket.
It's a big old basket with a blanket in it. And that's it. And Herman just grabs it. He's like, there, I'll get it. She's like, well, she said I could drop it off anytime. She keeps using the verbiage it.
Yeah. And she's
so
like,
Herman basically like kicks her ass out. He's like, all right,
I'll be back around dinner.
Yeah.
So I'm like, my mind is thinking the same thing as Herman at first until it instantly clicks. Oh, the name of the episode.
Yeah. So I don't understand why she would just say it, and you don't see what's in the basket, and you see her eyes change just a little bit slightly when he grabs the basket abruptly, like she was worried for a second about what was in it.
That was really good acting on her part. Like,
yeah, it's very subtle, but it's there as well. Why wouldn't you tell this person that there's something? He could have thrown that basket down to the ground, like
open the trap door and just be like,
he goes, pot. Oh man, yeah. So he ends up rushing in, putting the basket on the table.
What did I miss? The 5th hemorrhoid commercial. What's that? Lily had the neighbor make us a basket of food, and then Herman takes the blanket off. What is it, Mike?
It's a baby.
And Grandpa's
It's a
unhappy.
baby.
They forgot to stir fry it.
It's a pretty big baby too.
Yeah, this is way older than a baby.
No. It's still a baby. But
I'd
it's
say
just
this
not.
is an infant stage for sure.
No, it just depends on the kid. You can tell by the way it moves.
Now you're calling it.
I called my own kids it.
Herman is confused why any woman would leave their baby with them. And he turns to Grandpa. You creature of the night. Don't look at me. The kid, if the kid is mine, it has to be over 300 years old, which, hey, Mike, continuity.
Except he just had the Maid's Tale chick there and stuff.
Yeah, but that just happened.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So I love that little touch.
I mean, his wife, he hooked up with his wife not that long ago.
Did they hook up though?
Yeah, that was very obvious that they hooked up. Yes.
So both men turn to look at Eddie, and Eddie's like kind of chewing like some hangnails off his hands, and he's what? No, the hottest date I had was when I slept with a poster.
Well,
Like,
no. He said, "Don't look at me. It's been 300 years old." And then Herman's like, "Well, it isn't mine. I'm a happily married man.
yeah.
If it's not mine and it's not yours, it must be." And then they look at Eddie. Yeah. The hottest date I've had was the Christina Applegate poster, which reference to Married with Children.
Oh, I see. I didn't get that. I don't know the actress's name, but I was thinking more. Didn't we just hear an episode where you almost got married?
Right.
Yeah, this kid's gonna need therapy bad though. So,
Which one, Eddie or the baby?
oh, the baby ain't gonna remember any of this. So their mom said that she would babysit for that crazy lady down the road anytime, and Herman is Herman's affronted that she would pick the biggest game of the year to do this to them.
Yeah.
Grandpa's like, hey, no, calm down. We both raised kids. I wrote down rated. What the heck? Raised kids. We can do this. Herman. Herman then puts it back in the basket and places the basket on the floor.
Well, this is very true. Like, I'm glad they pointed that out because I was thinking the time too. I'm like, it shouldn't be an issue. They both have kids. They both raised babies.
Yeah, but we find out how later on. So I believe they say Telly Savalas is singing the national anthem.
I didn't catch that. Yeah.
No, well, Telly Savalas was a Greek American actor who passed away in '94. He was noted for a deep, like, resonant voice. He was in Kojak and was also Ernest Stavro Blofeld from the James Bond movie on Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Okay.
I'm not a James Bond guy, so it's phone. But I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who love James Bond, you know? But yeah, long list of credits to this guy, if this is who they're talking about.
Yeah.
Seriously, go check him out. Like, yeah, Lisa and the Devil, Genghis Khan, stuff, like, big stuff.
Tivis.
Yeah.
I can't believe the game was interrupted.
Oh, that's way later.
No, it's right there. In my notes, it's right there. Because everything else was just mediocre.
Yeah, I think that by this point they might be trying to really appeal to the UK audience of this show because I forgot to mention Telly released a #1 song in UK in '75. It was a cover of "If" from Bread. So
yeah,
I kind of have a feeling that they're really leaning into that, overseas audience.
Can you see what's on my hat on the camera?
No, but also
Right.
you're tiny to me, so because
Okay.
I only have one monitor.
Yeah. It's Bubba Gump. Bubba Gump Shrimp Gump.
Bubba Gump shrimp.
It's a Forrest Gump hat. It
Yeah, I
says
know
Forrest
that.
Gump on the back. Well, there's actually a Bubba Gump Shrimp company like that actually is like a restaurant. I think it's a restaurant here in Florida. But
Did
yeah,
it
this one actually
name
has
itself
Forrest
after
Gump
the
on it.
movie?
I think so. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well then, yeah, it's all right.
But I don't think it's owned by anybody that owns the movie. Yeah.
I mean, probably not. We have there's a restaurant here named after the mayor of Simpsons, so
Yeah.
and a lot
Well, I
of their
mean,
food is Simpsons themed.
you got the one in
Quimby's.
Detroit too. That's Mom Spaghetti, named after that one
Isn't that
line in
actually
Eminem.
his?
No, I think he just like supported it. It's these guys that that I don't think he has any ownership in it. Yeah.
We're talking about Eminem, by the way.
Yeah. The owner.
Marshall Mathers.
Kurt Catalo and Ann Stevenson own Mom Spaghetti. Yeah.
Okay.
I think M just did like some marketing stuff with them or something once. So
I mean, I
yeah.
don't know if I want a fast food spaghetti place, but if people like it. So,
I mean, spaghetti's pretty fast. If it's like, what do you mean?
yeah, but pasta goes cold real quick.
I don't know. I've never worked in the food industry, so I can't.
Yeah, but you make food.
Yeah, but then I eat it right after. You're not.
Anyway,
Nope.
the family stand up with their hands over their hearts in that weird cult thing we do in America, to that strip of fabric that flaps in the breeze, and then they tilt their head because the TV is crooked. I'm shocked they actually play the real anthem.
They did this? Oh yeah, I see. Yeah.
Usually in America, they play "America the Beautiful" instead, which has led to way too many people in this country thinking that's our actual anthem. That's not a joke either. It's a poll. Multiple polls through over the last couple decades show that people think that's our anthem. Cut to the game. Yeah.
Okay.
Cut to the game
right.
getting interrupted because an alien spaceship landed on the lawn.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
I honestly thought this was way later in the episode.
The president interrupted our football game, all because an alien spaceship landed on the White House lawn.
Do you think it's the Martians he used to talk to?
I hope so.
Yeah, Grandpa is furious. Their perfect day is ruined. A Korean TV that barely works, a baby who he doesn't want, and a splitting headache from watching 2 hours of aspirin commercials.
This is when Herman then tells Eddie to go grab some more snacks off the table.
Yeah, barbecue
and
buffalo chips.
Eddie walks by and looks down just barely, just they do a lot of subtle like movements in this to like show things.
He doesn't stop or anything. He goes and grabs chips.
He's like, I can't believe it. Now we're going to miss the halftime festivities. And they're like, why? Well, we're gonna have to look for the baby. He's gone.
Obviously, we gotta find it.
Such horribly acted spot. Like I couldn't tell if it was like brilliant or like
I
just
thought it was great. It's like, son of a gun. All right, we gotta miss this. The baby's missing.
it was like a mixture of like it's either a brilliant move or horribly acted. Like I couldn't really put my finger on it.
I thought it was great. And I gotta say, this show has ruined the Goofy movie for me. I was watching clips of that the other night, and I'm like, all I hear now is Eddie.
Good.
So, yeah, they all scatter. We get our commercial break, and they come
Yep.
back. They can't find it, and they've looked everywhere. And
See, now you said it. Now you said it.
that's because we don't know what it is yet. Spot
It's
howls,
a baby.
and I loved this delivery from Eddie. He said, "So, for no particular reason, when
Yeah.
was the last time we fed Spot?" And Herman's like, "Oh." Which I think is the
And-
closest we've gotten to like a Fred Gwynn kind of Herman noise.
yeah. And then the phone rings. It's the mom. The mom wants to talk to the baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? Mm.
And he's a baby? And that's when we find out it is a him now.
Yeah. I won't get that. I'll never understand like the whole put the phone up to the baby's. Like I could see like FaceTime potentially because it makes you feel like that you're actually seeing the baby. The baby's probably not even paying attention to the FaceTime call.
Yeah,
I'll let
I'm
people know
sorry.
that right now.
If you're that paranoid, don't leave the baby with people you don't know.
Right. And then Grandpa grabs the phone and does the whole.
He doesn't grab the phone. Eddie shoves it in his
Yeah.
face.
And then he says, "I'm okay."
Yeah, everything's fine.
And then Eddie's like, "Yeah, see, everything's good." He even learned a few new words. Herman comes back then with the baby.
Yeah,
And says,
playing
"I didn't know Spot could play patty cake."
yeah, which means that Spot has very maternal.
Yeah. So this whole time,
Or
the
paternal. We don't know what Spot is.
the baby. I don't remember what happens before the baby starts really crying a ton, but this baby is
the announcer
scared of Herman. Like I really think, like legitimately, the baby itself is scared of the makeup.
That's very possible.
Because I was looking at it, I was like, those are like that's like an actual like fear within the baby's eyes.
Well, yeah, you're seeing a green man.
I mean, that would have been
Your
fun.
brain can't process what's around you as it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, the TV announcer is like, "Yeah, what a legendary game! The Eagles are trouncing the Giants 11-3," and they're like, "When did that happen?" And Grandpa's, "While we were playing hide and seek with Rosemary's Baby." Which, didn't we have an actual Rosemary's Baby joke in this show?
It was in. I don't remember if it was this one, but I do know in one of the movies you had Rosemary Baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember I didn't see it coming, and you were like, it was obvious her name was Rosemary and she was pregnant. Like, yeah.
I think it was this episode or this show. I think it was season 1 though.
Yeah, wasn't that the one where they married the cousin who's invisible?
Was it?
For some reason, that's what I'm thinking.
No, I don't think they did the Rosemary Baby gag in that.
Yeah. Anyway, the baby begins crying, which it's actually not crying. And they have its head away from the camera the entire time, but you can clearly tell it's not.
But when the baby does look towards the camera, he is in torture. He's like, "No, leave me alone, please."
Yeah.
It's like it was looking for its parent.
Yeah.
Off screen. Yeah.
Grandpa wants to know if Elmer's glue works on kids, which you should know it doesn't. Like, there's literally kids who eat this stuff.
Yeah. Use super glue.
Paste eaters.
Super glue that dries in 15 seconds or less.
Herman tells him we both know what to do when babies cry, and Grandpa's like, "Yes, we do." Hey, take care of the baby.
But Grandpa raised Lily. We already know this. Grandpa raised Lily by himself. So
Yeah.
he can't even go to that masculine, like, oh, the woman has to take care of the baby type thing. Which is bullcrap, by the way, anyways. And if any men out there are watching their own kids and they say they're babysitting their kids, you're a moron, and because you're not a babysitter, you're a father. Grow up.
What if the baby is literally sitting?
Grow up. Grow up. Just saying.
So it doesn't
grow
count
up.
even if they're sitting?
Nope. Because you're not the baby who's sitting.
But what if I'm holding them up so they're sitting?
Then you're a bad parent too. You should be having them learn to hold themselves up.
They can only do that when the muscles get strong.
Then they shouldn't be sitting up yet. Look, sometimes you gotta run before you can walk.
Herman says he's warming some milk for the child and tells Grandpa to go get it if he wants some quiet time. Herman then begins trying to make a deal with the baby. It's like, hey, this is an important game. Please stop. Grandpa returns saying if we're lucky, we won't hear him again for until he's old enough to vote.
Until he can vote.
Yeah. The announcer begins talking about the bloodiest injury in the history of the sport. He's never seen limbs torn apart like that. Grandpa and Eddie both moan as Herman demands a replay.
Yeah.
I love that. He just walks over, replay. And it's like the most menacing voice I've ever heard from Herman.
This is when Herman's still trying to get him the bottle feed and he can't get him to feed. Or no, he had held them or given them to Eddie by this point, right?
My brain died at this joke, by the way.
Why?
Yeah, the baby won't take the bottle, so he's like, here, Eddie, why don't you try feeding him?
Yeah, and then Eddie says the baby won't stop crying. Maybe he wants to be breastfed. And this is when Grandpa says, don't we all? But crying very rarely helps. Next time, try sending flowers.
Herman says this, once again, almost like it's not even in the script. He's just putting something down on the table. I'm like, oh, this is horrendous joke.
Yeah.
Herman, yeah. I'm sorry. Eddie says there might be another reason he's changed, and I call it a lucky guess as he stands up with his pants soaked. So they're now trying to change the diaper. He uses cloth diapers. Very environmentally correct. I'd kill for a Huggy. Herman tells him to relax. There's nothing to this. And then the baby pees on Herman. And Grandpa's like, so far, he's ruined Eddie's lucky jeans, your lucky shirt. What's next? My lucky face? Grandpa, have you not been washing your face?
No, he hasn't.
So,
but
Grandpa
this is when you find out it's a boy.
No, we found that out on the phone.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, Grandpa
she said him. Yeah.
Takes over and shows exactly how he took care of Lily for so long because he begins ordering Eddie around like a surgical nurse. Herman tells him, this isn't dishes, man. What are you doing? And Grandpa's like, no kidding. No dishes have this particular aroma.
Do you think Leonard helped raise Lily?
I think he might have had to. Does that mean Leonard is like her uncle?
I mean, yeah, in the way of like how, sometimes you have like that close friend that's just like their uncle by not by blood, but
aunt to all of her friends' kids, even though she's actually the godmother to one of them.
Yeah.
But not the other one.
Happens.
So the baby then decides it's going to start pooping in front of them. And then they hear the Giants take the lead, and Grandpa's like, forget the diaper. The kid's clearly on empty. Let's just go enjoy the game. Which, by the way, they're trying to change it, but you can clearly see the diaper still on the kid every now and then when it moves its legs. So it then goes to commercial for diet cough syrup, the best medicine for very fat people.
The get well medicine for fat people is what it says. Yeah.
So then they try to sing the baby to sleep with the Hearst song, which then put Herman to sleep instead.
Yeah, it says, have you ever thought when the hearse drives by that you may be the next to die? The worms crawl in, the worms crawl out, the worms play pinochle on your snout. And then they stop because they realize Herman fell asleep.
Did you know that song actually, it looks like it originated from a poem in the 1796?
Really?
Yeah. And then they say that historically looking at it, it got turned into a song by British soldiers during the Crimean War in 1853.
Okay. Crimean, like the Crimea over in like Ukraine, Russia area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And then it really gained popularity during World War One.
Okay.
So just a little fun fact that I throw in. Let's see. Jump cut to the announcer apologizing for technical difficulties, and they hope everyone enjoyed the hour-long tribute to Pia Zadora.
Mm. And this is when you clearly have seen that they've taken the baby out of the scene.
Yeah. Did you? I'm surprised you didn't react to Pia Zadora, who was in Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's one of the children. That was her debut.
Okay.
Yeah, you watched. I'm pretty sure you
I
watched that one.
Yeah, I did. I watched that live on like Facebook one day.
But yeah. The baby's clearly gone. They have it swaddled.
Which, can I say, watching some of the public domain movies live on Facebook, I watched one time, and I didn't know what some of these were, and I just turned them on, and there was a lot of naked women in it.
Oh, is that the one with the pterodactyl?
No, it was like cat women of something or another. Didn't even cross my mind. Or no, bee ladies or something like that. Was it bee women? The invasion of the bee girls. Didn't cross my mind that there was going to be a ton of naked chesticles.
Was that when Facebook shut you down?
Oh yeah, they shut me down so hard.
You should probably vet those movies before you try to do that.
I was gonna thought about redoing it and then just putting like whenever they popped up on screen, like my logo over top of them. But I was like, that's a lot of work.
The hand gesture that just happened while Myke was explaining this to audio listeners.
Hey, man.
Anyway. So
they've taken the baby out of the scene, and Herman tries to go and put the baby down on the table. Why are you putting the baby down on the table? Why not the basket?
The announcer's like, hey, we're going back to the game. And Grandpa is furious that it's taking so long to actually watch the darn thing.
Mm-hmm.
Will those giants come back and clip the eagle's wings, or will the bloodthirsty eagles gouge their opponent's eyes with their mighty talons? Carol's like, oh, great. Now I'm hungry again. So that's what Eddie's like, hey, wake up, Dad. He's like, oh, yeah, okay, put baby down. And the channels start cycling through. I didn't write down what they went through if you did, but
no, I didn't.
Of course. Which, like, oh no, we can't get the remote. You literally just put him down. Lightly pick him back up.
Right.
It's not rocket science. So Eddie has the brilliant idea. Let's just switch back to the old TV. And Grandpa begins telling him, hey, unplug the big one first or else power goes out. They blew a fuse.
Mm-hmm. But luckily, Eddie has a battery-powered TV. He rushes to go get it.
I think he says a battery-powered watch that he got for Grandpa. But it
Yeah,
definitely didn't look like a watch when he
No,
brought
it didn't look
home.
like a watch at all. That's why I'm just saying a battery-powered TV.
Yeah.
He runs to go get it, and this is after Grandpa has said that we don't have any more fuses. We're all out.
Herman's like, where do we keep the fuses? In the lab. So he stands up. We're out. And
Eddie
the baby
trips over a freaking chair.
chair. The baby wakes up, and Herman's like, what do we do? And I was like, I say we toss it in the boat and see if it swims.
Tivis, Eddie trips over Grandpa's chair, though. It's there all the time. He should
But
know this.
the lights are off. Are you telling me the lights are off? You know where every single thing is in your house?
Yes. That's why I set my house the way I did. So I would know. So I can get through.
How many steps does it take to go from your chair to the living room?
35. Depends how
much you
big
got to
the
it?
steps are.
All right. So they head to the lab where the power is mysteriously back on to listen to the radio.
No, screw you. Hold up. No. Even if you're not flipping over your couch or your chair, dude. Like, you're just not flipping. You might run into it, but you're not flipping into it.
Well, he
Even
was
if you're running,
like
even if you're
full
running,
speed,
Grandpa's chair's like
which
steel.
dumb.
Anyways, all right. Yeah, so now we're down in Grandpa's lab, which, by the way, has power. Why not move the TV down there?
Oh my
telling
god,
me
I didn't
Grandpa
even think about that.
You're telling me Grandpa didn't have a TV either in his lab?
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
That's
what
true.
are we doing? We gotta go down and get the radio. What?
So
You have full power. There's literally all your lights are on. Literally, the light over Leonard is on. The electricity is perfectly fine in the basement or
I
the
have
lab. Sorry.
I have a theory for what's about to happen. It doesn't get addressed in the show, but I kind of wish
Oh
it
yeah,
did.
yeah. I know what you're talking
So
about.
the signal is real spotty on the radio as the doorbell rings. Herman goes to get it.
Yeah.
Or Grandpa says, go answer it. And Herman's like, why me? Grandpa's like, because I said so. Because I'm your father-in-law. Because if you don't, I'll rip your lungs out through your nose. And Herman, clearly seeing this old man about to snap, runs for it. And Leonard watches him leave.
It's the mom. The mom is there. He shoves the baby back into her and he runs back downstairs.
Yeah, as he goes down, it's coming in crystal clear when he's walking down there too. It's 35-35, the last 2 minutes.
Then the
And
doorbell rings again.
As he gets closer, it gets spotty again.
Yeah.
It's clearly Herman's electrical. He's messing with the radio signal, right?
Yes, definitely. That's what I was assuming they were going to get to.
Yeah, they don't mention it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. The doorbell rings again, and Herman just screams in frustration.
He runs back upstairs, and she's like, I can't thank you enough.
Also, you forgot my basket.
Yeah.
Dear. And he closes the door, and he's waiting. 1, 2. And he counts to 7, begins walking away, and then knock again. He's like, don't you want to give me the dirty diaper?
And he chucks him in her face.
Yeah, it hits her right in the face.
Yeah.
And he heads back downstairs, and the signal goes out again.
Yep. Now we get a time jump. Game is over. Power's back on, by the way, even though they didn't have any fuses, so I don't know how that works. Yeah.
They're in the living room, and Herman's like, there's always next year. And they throw food at Herman. Like, shut up. Which I get. You're waiting for something really good, throughout the entire year, this thing that comes around only once, and it gets ruined for you. It's tough. Like, I'm so sad I missed out on going to GalaxyCon last year. It was an annual thing for so long, and we had to miss out because just bad timing.
Didn't you have the Royal Rumble ruined for you? The ending of it?
Oh yeah, that I don't. Yeah,
He's like,
I
I
found
don't
out who won both the men and women's before I actually watched the match, which sucked, but whatever.
Yeah,
I'm not even going to be watching next year, so
gotcha. So they're just chilling there. They hear Lily coming in. He's like, all right, chill, everybody. We need to make sure that she doesn't know anything happened. Like,
yeah, which I'm like,
just calm down. Like, why?
yeah. Uh,
Apparently, Lily comes in. She's happy. She has grocery bags or clothes bags. We're not really sure what's in the bags.
yeah,
Looks like clothes because there's shoe boxes in them.
she had one exciting day, or she asked, she's like, "Did you guys have an exciting day?" That's one way to describe it,
Yeah. And she ended up hearing the end of the game in the car. Whew.
and it was so thrilling that she might just become a fan. Grandpa's like, "Hey, so what exactly did you hear?" "Oh, those 2 touchdowns were amazing." And Eddie's like, "Made by it's she's like, "The winning team." Herman's like, "Which was?"
And
She
she's like,
says,
I know. I
"Stop, yes,
know.
stop making fun of me." Herman laughs. He's like, "Do you remember the final score?" She's, "The score?" And Eddie's like, "Yeah, the score." She's like, "Yeah, I do." Grandpa finally, "What was the score?" She's like, "Ah, the Giants won 49-35." And they
Yeah.
celebrate. Herman gives Lily a long, passionate kiss, and she says if that's part of celebrating, she's going to buy season tickets. Like, lady, that's celebrating. Wait till they lose. That's what I
And
was telling my
then
wife last year when Taylor Swift come running down for Travis, and
mhm,
they were so happy. I'm like, yeah, the
yeah.
real test of the relationship is going to be how she handles him when he's in a bad mood from losing.
Ugh,
Because
like this past
as
year.
men, we can be babies.
Yeah. And then they all do the ooga, ooga, ooga,
Yeah,
including
yeah. Lily
Lily.
joins in.
Marilyn nowhere in
Yeah,
existence in
no
this
Marilyn.
episode. Um, but to me, before we get to the end scene, it's almost like they actually didn't care about the game, just the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're
I mean,
so worried
that's
about watching it, but in the end, they just really cared about the outcome of the game. So yeah,
yeah. So I mean, they just wanted their team to win. It's
right.
I don't understand sports. Right off the bat, I'm not a sports ball guy, and I don't. Some people get so passionate about it. It's like they're a member of the team, and I'm like, just calm down. Like you're watching this.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't get passionate about anything that much.
I'm sorry for your wife.
Hmm. Oh no,
Yeah, so then we cut to the next scene and the
a final scene.
final scene, and Lily has the clothes and she's like, you really don't,
Yeah, she's making fun of their superstitions.
Tivis.
What?
The baby pooped on one of them and peed on the other. Like, you wash those clothes, please.
Yeah, and this is where Herman actually says the word Super Bowl, which the whole reason everyone calls it the big game is because the NFL charges people to say the name of their thing and market it for them.
I don't
The
care.
NFL is the biggest scam in the world.
Yeah.
The people who perform at the halftime show, not many people know this. They pay to perform. They're not paid to do it.
So after this scene, Lily's like, really? We're not okay, fine, I won't wash your stuff. And then Herman's like, all right, can you also have her bring over her lucky baby again?
Yeah. In my head, I'm just Lily, just do it. They won't know. Yeah, and after he says this, she's so confused, like, what? And he kisses her and leaves. She's so bewildered.
Yeah, she just doesn't know what to do.
Baby.
Yeah. My last note again is just me saying, yeah, I wish if we would have known this was that we could have planned it to be Munster Monday right after the Super Bowl, but oh well.
Yeah. Who expects this to be airing in the fall when football just starts? Like, why wouldn't you have this at the beginning of the second half?
It's the big game, Tivis. Who knows?
Exactly.
Again, you don't remember things get aired out of place, so who knows when. Yeah,
It still doesn't make sense. Even if this was
I know.
filmed in this order, why wouldn't what?
I know.
I don't understand the logic. You want the synergy.
Yeah. No clue.
I think you went last week, so I'll go. This was an okay episode. Like it, I didn't hate it, but it really didn't leave an impression on me.
Mm.
I'm also not a sports guy, so
Yeah, I get that.
wrestling is the closest I'll get to any sport. I'm the type of person who literally watches people play board games on YouTube. That's my excitement.
Yeah. I don't know. I think if they would have dove a little more into the over masculine stuff a little bit more, it would have been a little funnier. It was all right. Again, I'm not a sports watching guy on TV. Like I'll play the sport. I like sports, but I just don't
I
watch
enjoyed
on
playing
TV.
sports when I was in school. Gym was dude. I learned I really liked playing soccer
Yeah.
and
But
tennis.
yeah,
I love tennis.
so like all the superstition stuff or like feeling their pain of missing the game and stuff like that, I don't get it. Myself anyways, like I know people like that, so
I can kind of
seeing it,
sympathize. Like, um, not a sport, but if I like really wanted to watch a show on TV and I can't, it's not coming through. That's so disappointing. I understand that so much.
yeah,
Then you
I
got
get
to
it
avoid
on
the
that element.
spoilers while you try and. Yeah, we have the benefit of being able to watch it through other means now.
Right.
Like you missed an episode of Power Rangers when you were younger. It's like, oh, God, I gotta wait for them to re-air this eventually. Who knows when?
In the summertime.
Because
Yeah.
they're airing like 5 episodes a week anyway, so they never
Yeah.
do reruns.
Yeah, it's a lot easier nowadays for it. And even like with how what is it? Raw, WWE Raw is on Netflix now. It's like
On Netflix.
if you come in like an hour into the show, you can just start from the beginning. You don't have to wait for the show
Mhm.
to end to start
You
it
don't even
over.
need Netflix for that. Like when we had Philo, and
Mhm.
even when we had our cable, they started doing that. Now that they switched to streaming, you could start in the middle of an episode and go back to the beginning.
Yeah. And I think they learned that from like live streams on YouTube. Like you used to be able to do that. Some of them you can do that with, anyways. Not all of them. It's weird.
It depends on the length. I think if it goes over an hour, you can only go back an hour.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was an okay episode. I didn't hate it, but I didn't like fall head over heels
Yeah.
for it
There was
myself.
some amazing line delivery, like Grandpa, show him your face. Herman, next time use flowers.
Yeah.
Eddie talking about the missing baby, like just off the cuff kind of stuff. That was really fun, and I thought they performed it really well. The
Mhm.
lady when he yanks the basket from her,
Yeah.
or when he beams her in the face with the dirty diaper.
Right on. But yeah, that's all I got for this episode.
Yeah,
Not a whole lot for me. I'm also very tired.
yeah, we're extremely tired. Myke got 0 hours of sleep, and I got maybe 2.
Yeah.
But
So what are we doing next week though, Tivis?
It's My Party and I'll Die If I Want To, which for some reason always makes me think of Casper.
Really? I think a
Yeah, I
problem
don't
child.
know why.
I think a problem child.
I don't even think this line is said in that movie or the song is played, but it still makes me think of that.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard that in any Casper movie.
No, I think it's because the lady tries to become a ghost with the machine.
Oh, from the first one? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're having a party. We already had Eddie's birthday.
I'm going to assume
So
it's Grandpa.
Grandpa? Oh, it could be. Could be. I'm going to hope it's Marilyn. Can we get a Marilyn episode? I'm so sick of asking past
so
executives.
so far this year we've had, or this season, we've had a
Lot of Eddie.
Eddie episode, a family episode, a Nettie episode, and then now the 3 men episode.
Hmm.
So we need kind of like a Marilyn episode or a Lily episode or Marilyn Lily episode. But I think, well, it's My Party and I'll Die If I Want To. That could probably be a Lily episode.
It could be.
Or maybe Marilyn. Yeah.
I'm going to hope it's Marilyn. Like, it's great Eddie's getting a push in this one because he was like thrown to the wayside in the original show, but
yeah, like Marilyn's 18th birthday or something.
Yeah, maybe.
That'd be kinda cool.
Imagine if Howie turned back up.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. We know that.
I know, but if he does, automatic 5 out of 5 for me.
What if he turns back up, but it's a different actor?
I will be disappointed.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we're still quite a few years away from him becoming alpha, so.
Yeah. Yep. Where's my thing at? There we go. All right. Any final words then today? Are you done? You want to keep going?
I
Short, nice episode.
Thank the listeners for joining us on this journey and putting up with our crazy shenanigans constantly. And again, thank you all for the support you give, whether it's financially through our Patreon or, giving us ratings. We appreciate all of that. And honestly, like the feedback you give us, like it means a lot. It really does.
Yeah.
Good or bad, as long as you're just honest with us about, what you think and not just being, the cool a-hole on the internet today. It's great.
Yeah, definitely, man. We appreciate all of them, man. I mean, without you guys, there is no show. So, I mean, there is a show, but not like a show that people.
It would just be
to.
Talking about it.
Yeah, it would just be us there.
Yeah, I mean,
hey, man.
So lucky to have met like Frank and Nice Guy and everyone else who sends us stuff constantly.
Yeah. Awesome. Anything else, dude?
Nah.
You can tell where I'm tired. You can tell I'm just like,
yeah, you're gassed out. I'm now ready to go because my cat went crazy early into this episode and destroyed a bunch of my stuff. I have to see if my signed autographs have punctures now.
Oof. Oh, that's not
cool. I knew
right,
I should have put them up.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, like Tivis said, we appreciate you all. And with all that said, we will catch you all next time as we take another stroll down 1313 Mockingbird Lane.
The lesson I want you to learn is it doesn't matter what you look like. You can be tall or short, or fat or thin, or ugly, or handsome, like your father. Or you can be black or yellow or white. It doesn't matter. What does matter is the size of your heart and the strength of your character.
Myke and Tivis got love for you, no lie. We appreciate the fans in every way. Thanks for rocking with us every Munster Monday. Leave a comment, share, let your thoughts fly. Myke and Tivis got love for you, no lie. We appreciate the fans in every way. Thanks for rocking with us every Munster Monday.